my dear students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing very well. So in today's session, what we are going to start? We are going to start a new chapter, okay? So as you can see on your screen, in today's session, we are going to study about our deserts, okay? So I hope you all know at what direction our deserts are located. In the western direction, okay? You all know about Rajasthan and some portion of Gujarat. Okay, so the Great Indian Desert covered more than half part of Rajasthan and some parts of Gujarat state. Okay, so let's start the chapter. But before I start this chapter, I want to give you one small information. See, the Great Indian Desert is also known as our Thar Desert. Okay, now let's start the chapter. Hills to the border of Pakistan. See, hills to the border of Pakistan in the west and from Kutch in the southwest to the border of Haryana. The Indian desert is partly sandy and partly rocky. So my dear students, here you can see the stretch of Great Indian Desert. Okay, means from the border area of Pakistan in the west and from the Kutch, which is in the southwest, means it is in Gujarat. Okay, and till some portion of Haryana. Okay, so this is all this is all the area where Thar Desert of India is present. And you know what, the Great Indian Desert is usually made up of sandy and partly rocks. Okay, now sands are what? Sands are the minute particles of rocks. So my dear students, here you can see this is the physical map of our country India. Okay, and this is the location of our Great Indian Desert or Thar Desert. Let's have a look here. See, the desert is full of sand dunes. Sand dunes are small hills of sand. And you know what, like any other features, for example, our northern plains, okay, our northern plains are full of river features. Okay, similarly, our Great Indian Desert is also full of many features like sand dunes. Now, what is the meaning of sand dunes? Sand dunes are small hills. Okay, sand dunes are small hills, and those hills are made up of sands. Okay, the sand gather in a heap and take the shape of a dune. Okay, strong winds take these dunes to other place. The sand dunes keep shifting from one place to another within the desert. Okay, now this sand dunes, okay, this sand dunes take the shape, means all the sands of the Great Indian Desert collected in an area. Okay, and that collected portion of sand takes the form of dune. Okay, and now the strong blowing winds in desert area took all those sand from one place to another place. The only river in the Indian desert is the Luni, which is a seasonal river. As you can see, it is a magic of our Mother Earth. Okay, or we can say it is the magic of our nature. Okay, and what is this magic called? See, in this whole Great Indian desert, we also find a river. And the only river which flows in Great Indian desert is Luni River. But always remember, Luni River is a seasonal river. Okay, I hope you all know what is the meaning of seasonal and perennial rivers. Seasonal river means all those rivers which flow in a particular month. Okay, so these rivers are called seasonal rivers, and the rivers which flow throughout the year, they are called perennial rivers. Okay, the example of perennial rivers are our Indus River, Ganga River, Brahmaputra River, Krishna, Godavari, etc. Okay, now also there is a big difference between the day and night temperature. And you know what, when we hear the name of desert, automatically in our mind clicks, oh, there may be hot. But no, see, in desert area there is a vast difference between the temperature of day and night. At daytime, okay, it is usually hot and humid, but on the night it is very cold. Okay, the sand gets hot during the day. As soon as sun sets, the temperature falls sharply and it's get cool. Okay, so you can see here the daytime there is a very hot and humid climate, but at the winter time, at the night time, it becomes very cold. Thus, the days are very hot, but the nights are cool. As there is very little rainfall, water is scarce here. As we all know this thing, okay? In desert area, there is very little amount of rainfall. That's why there is water scarcity problem, okay? In the monsoon, some small streams flow but dry up soon. Okay? In the monsoon season, some small streams of rivers flow. But you know what? Due to the hot weather, it dries up soon. At some places, the underground water comes up to the surface and forms big pools. Such a place is called oasis. Now, my dear students, after sand dunes, our Indian desert means our desert area also form another physical feature, okay, and that another physical feature named as oasis. Now what is the meaning of oasis? See, at some few places the underground water, okay, you can see in desert area, uh, in some areas, okay, in desert areas, in few places you can see water comes up, okay, water comes up from the underground, okay. So in that circular portion or maybe any shape, okay, from where water comes up from the underground, that landsform called as oasis, okay. So that landsform called as oasis. Let's have a look at, this is the shape of your sand dunes and this is the shape of your oasis. You can see here there are palm trees are grown, okay, it means there is water present, okay. Now some trees and grasses grow in this oasis, and you know what, there are some trees and grasses can grow on this oasis. The trees are mostly kikar, babul and thorny bushes, okay. Now what type of plants grow in desert area? Only those plants survive in desert area which need a very less amount of water, okay. So most common trees we find in desert areas are kikar, babul and thorny bushes. Rajasthan gets water from irrigation from the Bhakra Canal. Okay, in the previous chapter, I already told you there are Bhakra Nangal Dam and Indira Gandhi Canal. Okay, so Rajasthan gets its water for the irrigation purpose from Bhakra Canal, which is present at Punjab. This canal irrigates the Sri Ganganagar and Bikaner districts, which are now as fertile as the northern plains of India. And now the canal water of Bhakra Canal, okay? So the water from this Bhakra Canal irrigates, okay? Irrigates the major places of Rajasthan like Sri Ganganagar and Bikaner district. That's why now today we can call them Sri Ganganagar and Bikaner district as the most fertile area of Rajasthan like any other parts of northern plains. After the completion of the Indira Gandhi Canal, the face of the desert has altogether changed. Okay, see, earlier Rajasthan took water from Bhakra Canal for irrigation purpose, but when Indira Gandhi Canal constructed, okay, the whole face of Rajasthan completely changed. The government developed a big wheat farm at Suratgarh near Sri Ganganagar, which has become a green and productive crop growing area. But in what way the face of the desert is changed? You can see here our government developed a very big wheat farming field at Suratgarh, which is near in Sri Ganganagar district. Okay, and now this Suratgarh become the more productive, the more greenery fields. Okay, my dear students, here you can say this is your Bhakra Canal and this is your Indira Gandhi Canal. Now, important towns in Rajasthan. Important towns in Rajasthan are Jaipur, Bikaner, Udaipur, Alwar, Jodhpur, Kota and Ajmer. See, if I talk about Rajasthan, then we automatically remember about the royal history behind Rajasthan. Okay, the many famous Rajput dynasties, Rajput clans ruled Rajasthan. Okay, so there are many famous towns in Rajasthan like Jaipur, Jodhpur, Bikaner, Ajmer, Alwar, etc. Pilani is a city famous for educational institution. Now, Pilani is a city in Rajasthan which is famous for educational institution. What institution is present there? BITS Pilani. Except for these towns, most of the Thar desert area is thinly populated. Now see, except only these areas means Jaipur, Bikaner, Udaipur, Alwar, Jodhpur, Kota and Ajmer. apart from these towns, most of the Thar desert areas are thinly populated. Means thinly populated means what? The people living in those areas can get water. But apart from these towns, the people living in any other portion of Rajasthan which comes under the Thar desert area, they face the problem of scarcity of water. The people in the desert lead a nomadic life. Now, what kind of life this desert people live? They live a nomadic life. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of nomadic? Means nomadic people move from one place to another place. Okay. They don't reside at any one place permanently. They move from one place to another and are called Banjaras or nomads. So in English, we call them nomads, and in Hindi, we call them Banjaras. They use the camels as a means of transportation. Now what? Now which animal act as the means of transportation in desert area? Camel. Camels are known as the ship of the desert because they can move across the sand with ease due to their padded feet. Now, camels are called as the ship of the desert. Why? Because except camel, no other animal can survive the harsh, okay, and the hot and humid climate in Rajasthan, in Thar desert area. And why only camel survive? Because camel got a natural gifted padded feet. Okay. They can also go long distance without drinking water. And apart from this God gifted padded feet, they also can survive without water for a long duration of time. They can also go many days without food because they store food in their humps. Now, they can also go many days without food because they can store food. Okay, but where they can store food? Almighty God, our Almighty God has already gifted camels a hump on their back. So on that hump, they store food and water. Okay. Here you can see this is the camel cart. Okay, and these are the life of nomads. So my dear student, this is all about our great Indian desert, means our Thar desert. Now here my work is finished, and now here your works is started. Okay. Go thoroughly through this chapter and complete the exercise based on this chapter. Now I'm going to meet with you all with a new chapter in my next session. Till then, take very good care of yourself. Bye.